and welcome to today's daily market recap. Today is 3rd of September and it's Tuesday. Like always, we will cover all the concepts that we always talk about: previous day high, previous day low. We'll talk about like the candle formation, that is the open, high, low, close, as well as the power of 3. We'll look into times as well, fair value gap, SMT, and standard deviations. So starting with the weekly chart, we can see that we are still in that weekly busy, which is buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, or we call it as a fair value gap. You can see that last week we almost reached close to the mean threshold of this fair value gap, and right now we have surpassed that, and we are almost like 75% of that fair value gap in just one day, because yesterday it was Labor Day. So looking at just today, we made a very large move. So let's go down to our daily chart. So my idea was going into today that we are going to look into taking this high, which is the swing high, because last week, if you see, on Thursday we made this bullish candle, we respected the daily busy, and we traded higher on Friday as well. So going into today, my idea was that price will start expanding higher to take this high, which is this swing high. However, we can see this is today's candle, which is already printed, and instead of going higher, we did take yesterday's or Friday's high, but then we continued lower. All right, and if you see, the discounted CB is now tapped in. If you look at just the bodies, then we will be in the discounted busy, so that is where we are right now. So I am expecting this is the tomorrow's candle, which has already started forming, and I'm expecting this to be a manipulation to start expanding higher. But going into tomorrow, before market open, we'll come to know the exact direction the price wants to take in, at least get a rough estimate. All right, so let's go into the 4-hour chart now. So if we go into the 4-hour chart, this is our 6 a.m. candle today, which was formed, and if you see, this 6 a.m. candle technically did a market structure shift, which confirmed that we are not going to form higher prices today, but we were going to look into lower prices. So see like how 6 a.m. closed and the 10 a.m. began. At 10 a.m. we wanted to see a manipulation higher and start continuing lower. Alright, so let's go down to our 15-minute candle. So this is where we are on the 15-minute. So if you see, this is where is our daily open, which is the 6 p.m. open. We went a bit higher and then we started selling off. We sold off, we continued selling off, and this is where our midnight open is. We went a little bit lower and then we went higher. If you look at this, we went right close to our 6 p.m. daily open and we moved lower again. So the 6 p.m. manipulation higher, short-term distribution lower. We had a retracement, distribute lower, again a retracement. Price got a resistance at this 6 p.m. and then we continued lower. So after our daily or midnight open, we see that price continued higher and then we started distributing lower. So what that means is I was not expecting price to go past this high that was created right after 6 p.m., which is the daily open. So this high became a protected high for today, and the distribution leg is the one that I'll be considering to build my standard deviation theory. So I project on the distribution leg to see like where we can go. Now going into the 9:30 open, this is our 9:30 open. We saw a very small manipulation wick, but we got an aggressive move down. And then, because I typically try to see like how price moves at NYSE market open, I saw an aggressive push down. We had a market structure shift on this 15-minute as well, and I was waiting to form for 15-minute to form a fair value gap or a SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, and we formed one here, and this was perfect. So now the idea would be for 10 a.m., which is this candle, to manipulate into this SIBI and then start heading lower. However, you can see that on 10 a.m. we did not get a huge manipulation. We just got a little bit of manipulation and we continued moving lower, right? So I couldn't get an entry here. All right, so we are monitoring our standard deviation. The idea is for price to come to this 2 to 2.5 and see how price reacts in this range, right? Since we have a very strong close, if you look at these two black candles or the down close candles, we had a very strong close here. Now I was expecting price to reach the max expansion or the -4, right? So the idea was, once this black candle or the down close bearish candle closed, I wanted to see a manipulation into this BSI or CB, into this fair value gap. Now you may ask like why I was targeting this, I was not targeting this fair value gap, because I do not expect price to come that far into the premium. If that happens, then we might see like continuation higher. That is why I wanted to see like just this fair value gap get tapped into to continue lower. If you see in this entire price action, we did not have any fair value gaps. The only fair value gap was here, which is like right close to 9:30 market open. So I took the trade here. That was my idea, and I was only targeting the Thursday low. That was my draw on liquidity, and you can see that the price in fact moved very aggressively and we reached our max expansion today itself. Since we had Thursday low here, I did not know if price would react immediately to start consolidation, because remember, like after every distribution or an expansion you will see a consolidation here. So I was not sure if the price would come here and start consolidating, so I just took my position out here at Thursday low. So that was the idea for today. Now if you go back to our daily chart, we can see that the price has now tapped into this daily BSI, which is near the 50% or close to the discount itself. Now it would be interesting to see like how the overnight session or price action in the overnight session works. The idea would be price to start expanding higher. It would be interesting to see that, because now it looks like we are forming this fair value gap here. If the price does not expand, I'm pretty sure that we will have some sort of an expansion tomorrow, and might create a daily BSI. On the 4-minute chart, since we already have market structure shift, I would like to see how price comes interesting to see how the overnight session acts, and we can make our decisions in the morning session. So I always wait for 6 a.m. candle to close and see the market structure at that time, because that gives us an enough estimate of where the drawn liquidity might be. Alright, this was all for today's daily market review. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.